Hey everyone, and welcome to another Explainer. Today, we're taking a completely fascinating dive into the psychology of how we handle our money. We really like to think of finance as this realm of pure objective math, but the reality? Well, hidden forces, specifically our very own cognitive constraints, are actually the ones pulling the strings behind the scenes. So let me ask you something. Why aren't our financial decisions perfectly logical? I mean, really think about it. Have you ever held on to a losing investment way too long purely out of stubbornness? Don't worry, we've all been there. That right there is the mystery of the flawed investor. Today, we literally have access to more financial data than at any point in human history, and yet our decision-making almost never aligns with perfect rationality. So why exactly is that?
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We're going to start with the flawed financial mind, unpack judgment heuristics, and explore the mental discounting trap. After that, we'll explain bounded rationality before bringing the whole shebang together in a real-world case study.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the flawed financial mind.
It's wild, but we often don't even realize it's happening. There are these invisible psychological factors that actively, as the research says, influence human decision. And we're not just talking about making a tiny math error on a spreadsheet here. It's about core, deeply ingrained phenomena that literally grab the steering wheel of our financial choices. Our decisions are being shaped from the inside out, often completely without our conscious awareness.
Moving right along to Section 2, unpacking judgment heuristics.
Now, I know judgment heuristics sounds like a super intimidating academic term, right? But honestly, they are essentially just mental shortcuts. Because there's absolutely no way we can process every single piece of complex stock data perfectly every time, our brains create these little rules of thumb. So, for example, you might instinctively trust a familiar brand over an unknown company, even if that unknown company is mathematically a better investment. These shortcuts help us decide quickly for sure, but they also frequently lead us astray from the truly optimal choice.
And why do we do this? Well, it happens because of our cognitive constraints. Look, we just do not have infinite processing power up there. Our brains literally have biological limits when it comes to crunching chaotic, fast-moving market data. Once you understand that we actually have these hard limits, it becomes entirely clear why we're forced to rely on those quick, imperfect judgment heuristics in the first place.
Which brings us to Section 3, the mental discounting trap.
Okay, so mental discounting. This is a fascinating psychological phenomenon that literally changes how we value financial outcomes. Our minds just magically alter perceived value based purely on psychology. It's kind of like how we might value a quick $10 in our pocket today way more than a rock-solid guaranteed $20 next year. It completely warps how we weigh risks against rewards, actively shifting our logic far away from objective reality.
So the crucial point here is that these two factors, judgment heuristics and mental discounting, they don't just act alone. They operate together like gears in a flawed machine. They're essentially the twin engines driving our irrational choices, making the whole myth of the perfectly logical investor practically impossible. These are the underlying currents actually creating the chaotic waves we see in the market.
All right, let's zoom out a bit for Section 4, explaining bounded rationality.
Bounded rationality is really the grand theory that ties all of this together. It basically dictates that human decision-making in markets is fenced in, or literally bounded, by our mental limits. We absolutely try our best to be completely rational, but at the end of the day, we can only operate within the boundaries of those mental shortcuts and cognitive constraints we just talked about.
And this brilliantly illustrates a massive conflict we need to address. On one side, you have this traditional, purely mathematical view of perfect rationality. And on the other, our actual, flawed, bounded reality. We aren't just cold, calculating machines, right? We are deeply, messily human. Recognizing this is a profound shift in how we need to view the entire financial world.
Which perfectly sets up our final part, Section 5, the real-world case study.
Because, the true test of these theories is how they actually map onto real life. So our journey goes exactly like this. First, we learn the heuristics. Then we understand the mental discounting. And finally, we apply all of these concepts to study bounded reality in action. It takes dense theory and tests it directly against the real world.
We absolutely do not want to leave these as just abstract ideas. By doing what the text suggests and deciding to learn through a case study on bounded reality in the financial market, we can look at the seemingly chaotic financial news and finally identify exactly why markets behave so unpredictably. It's the ultimate practical application of understanding our own human flaws.
So, I want to leave you with this thought. can any financial market truly be rational if it's run by humans operating within a bounded reality? Honestly, as long as we rely on mental shortcuts and warped discounting, the markets we build will always perfectly reflect our exact human flaws. The next time you're staring at a confusing stock chart, ask yourself, are you actually seeing math, or are you just seeing human psychology? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep questioning the boundaries of your own reality, and I'll catch you next time.